Hi, and welcome to the Stethoscopes to Swaddles podcast, episode number 114. So, today on the podcast, I am doing a short and sweet episode because I am on vacation. I am turning 40 in a few days. I'm so excited. I had kind of just thought about what I was going to do and, have a podcast episode out. And we're so busy traveling and doing all these things. And so I just was like, I need to get something out that's valuable, but also that's not going to take up the entire time because I'm trying to entertain my in laws and my toddler and my husband, and it's a lot. But before I get started on this episode, I want to tell you, if you're not following me on social, you probably haven't seen these posts, but I have had an amazing time just like enjoying the moments of having my parents-in-law visiting, the dynamics that brings. One of the things, and I don't know if I've talked about it much here on the podcast, is that my husband was born and raised in Austria. And so my in-laws, my parents-in-law, are Austrian. They only speak German. They do not speak English at all. My father-in-law does speak a little bit of English, but not that much. Anyway, so when they come to visit, my German has to improve drastically. It has not improved drastically this time, but what's interesting is that my daughter, who is about to be 5, speaks German fluently, and she has spoken to her dad, my husband, since she was a baby. And so she's pretty fluent. Her vocabulary is rich. It's very like higher than mine. Obviously, she goes to German kindergarten, so she's very advanced. And in addition to that, my daughter also speaks Spanish. And that is courtesy of our amazing angel of a human being, our nanny, who has had her like since she was 6 days old. So she's fluent, she speaks German, like, and Spanish. And so it's fun, right? Okay, so enter the Tower of Babel. So, like I said, my in laws don't speak English. My nanny speaks English and Spanish. My daughter speaks English, Spanish, German. I speak very little German, a decent amount of Spanish, and English, obviously. My husband speaks German and English, zero Spanish. So, my in laws have already been here. This is week 3. First week they were here, we're trying to get like who's going to take my daughter to activities, who's going to do stuff. And it was so comical. I wish I had recorded this. It was so hilarious because it was literally like charades. Like my mother-in-law and my nanny are trying to communicate and they are literally just like speaking in charades. It was hilarious. Anyway, so then we went on vacation and we went on a cruise to the Gulf of Mexico. We're on the boat and we literally have to go everywhere with them because, again, they don't speak English. And so we have to be like the interpreters. And my daughter, like, we were in Mexico and we're like, somebody's asking us something in Spanish and we have no idea. And she literally just looks at me and she's like, you don't know what they're saying? And I was like, no. And so she proceeds to tell me what they're saying. Fast forward, my daughter has had enough of being an interpreter, and she finally looks at me and my nanny, and she says to both of us, you both need to learn how to speak German. Why it's funny to me was because she's almost 5, so she's looking at my nanny and I like, you've been here a lot longer than I have. Why do you not speak this language? What is going on with you two? So it's been very humbling to just like have a toddler be your translator and hope that she's translating what you're saying. But, love is a universal language, food is a universal language. And so we've had a great time. My father-in-law is a retired chef, and so we've been eating a lot, doing the absolute most when we're home. And my daughter, she said to me, Mama, I think I know Opa's love language. And we've talked about love languages before, and she says, Opa's love language is food. And I go, yeah, that is a great love language. Really, it's acts of service. He loves to cook. He loves to serve. He loves to think up menus and what we're going to eat. He's also an over planner. And so it's got its perks, obviously. And it also has its demerits because I'm also an over planner and I have to like respectfully like go along with his plans. My in-laws are also celebrating 50 years of marriage. Incredible. And what makes me just like smile is sometimes like watching the dynamic between them because I'm like, oh, so some of these like little squabbles that you have, like they don't go away after 50 years of marriage, but they're so cute. I just love watching them interact. They are just like amazing human beings. So I know I've like talked a lot already, but so right now we are in Los Angeles. They have never been to the West Coast, And so we're going to do some tours around here, and then we're going to go to Las Vegas and meet up the rest of my family, my sister, my brother-in-law, my niece, and my mom. They're going to meet us there, and we're just going to celebrate my 40th birthday. I think I had like this grand plan for my 40th birthday, like in my early 30s. And as the moment approached, my thought was, I just want to have this milestone birthday surrounded by the people I love the most. And it doesn't like, surprisingly, I just want it to be very low key. So, like, super low key. And I'm so excited to do that, to have everybody that I love in one place and just to like celebrate life and celebrate that I've been here for 4 decades. It's crazy. And some of you know I've shared on this podcast before that my parents lost a child before I was born. And so it's not lost to me, like, how lucky I am to be here. And so I just wanted to like celebrate that. And I do have like a big birthday trip planned later in the year, but I just want to celebrate like being alive and having family and being loved. And so that is what I'm going to do for 40. And then we'll just go back to reality after like traveling so much. And, we'll have my in laws here for a few more weeks. And yeah, it's been enjoyable. Also, I want to say, like, I am so jealous of those of you that have like family that lives close by or like in laws that live down the street, because it's so amazing to just like not have to like be 24/7 childcare provider, because my in-laws have like taken the reins and like supported us. And so I'm truly grateful for that, and I'm jealous of all of you that have that available on a regular basis. I'm sure it has its demerits, but right now I'm only seeing the merits, which is third childcare provider at the drop of a hat. Like, we can go have a dinner and like not worry about what time we're coming home. Anyway, so let's get to what I wanted to talk about today on the podcast, which is I really want to share what, like, I've talked about the value of coaching before, but what I wanted to share is just kind of why I really truly believe in coaching and amazing power that I've seen in my clients. And I just want to like have that available to all of you, to know that you can have this life too. Like, this is available to you. It is something that you can also have. So what I want to tell you is, one of the reasons I actually thought about doing this episode is because I have not been taking any one-on-one clients for a while because my practice has been full. And some of my one-on-one clients, they're coming to the end of their term. They may not be renewing. And so I'm like, I'm going to have some openings, and I want to put it out there that if you have been waiting to work with me, this is your time. And I will include the link to book a call with me. So what I wanted to do in this episode is share and highlight just like why I value coaching so much, what do my clients get from working with me, and why you should consider working with me. So, without any further ado, let's talk about what coaching is. Hey, Mama, you deserve a life free of overwhelm and burnout. Welcome to the Stethoscopes to Swaddles podcast. I'm your host, life and mindset coach, Shiro Bergbauer. I'm also a wife, mom, and CRNA. This is the podcast for high-achieving mamas in medicine like you and I. Together, we'll learn how to navigate the ups and downs of working motherhood. If you're looking to thrive in your relationships and overcome overwhelm in your motherhood, marriage, and medicine, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Stethoscopes to Swaddles podcast. So once in a while, I'll get emails from potential clients who want to know, hey, do you offer counseling? What I'm always very clear on is I don't offer counseling. Coaching is considered psychoeducation and not psychotherapy. So it is working with you and what you already have and teaching you some tools and key skill sets that you will take along the journey with you. So that is the first thing to clarify. Coaching is not therapy or counseling. Coaching is a relationship like you would think with a personal trainer, right? A personal trainer, you go to the gym, they give you the workouts, they watch you do the movements. They don't do the movements for you. They don't try to understand like what injury did you have and like try to treat that injury. They just work with what you have and they help you grow as a client. So first, I want to talk about just my own journey. And if you have been listening to this podcast long enough, I've shared my own journey with my coach, and all the work that I did as a client, right? So I have always had a coach for the last, oh my gosh, 2 years. And actually, my first one on one coach I signed up with on my 30th birthday. So 2 years already. And since then, I've had business coaches. Have just worked in like different group settings, and I will forever always just like value coaching so much because it truly, truly transformed my life. Why I share that is because I always want to normalize like a coach is not the person, you're is not the hero. You as the client are the hero. So when I look at my clients, I think of myself as their guide. So you're the hero as my client and I'm your guide. I just help you see your blind spots. I help you see when, you're making decisions that are not serving you in life. That is really what coaching is. It is having a guide with you as the hero. So whenever you think about like Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, right? The hero is the one that heeds the call and does the things. And along the way, they get a guide, and the guide helps them like navigate the waters of their journey. But really, the person doing the work is the hero. So you as the client are doing the work. You're putting in the reps. You're the one that's going to have the results, right? So one of the things for me, my key goals is to never be attached to my clients' results because yes, they mean a lot to me, but my clients' results are really for them. Why would you get a coach, right? So if you've ever felt stuck or overwhelmed or unsure of your next step in life, like we've all been there, right? That's where coaching comes in, because it's again having that personal guide to help you navigate the challenges and also uncover your strengths so that you can tap into your true potential. So it's truly a powerful partnership, and I will reiterate, it is a partnership that will transform your life. So in my own coaching journey, right, I've experienced incredible breakthroughs. I've had changes in my mindset. I've grown so much in my self-compassion and my personal growth. And it's also helped me just cultivate that positive mindset that also allows room for me to hold space for all other emotions. And I've also built my confidence muscle. I've been able to really, really tap into self-compassion. And so I want to share that magic with all of you because it's truly been a game changer for me. And I just think about my life prior to coaching and now, and I just see the person that I've grown to become. And I'm so proud of that girl that 2 years ago was like, I'm going to work with a coach, because that girl is the reason why I am the person I am today. So, what are the benefits of coaching, right? When you work with a skilled coach who provides a safe and non judgmental space for you to explore and grow, right? That just gives you so much like a canvas for you to work on and discover like what is the thing that is going to up level my life, right? As a coach, I'm trained to ask you powerful questions and also challenge your limiting beliefs to guide you towards self discovery. So, if you're looking to gain clarity and focus, right, we have targeted conversations where you'll identify what your goals are, what your values are, what your aspirations are. And then we work to align your actions with what truly matters to you. So think of it as having a compass that keeps you on track towards the life that you desire. Another thing that coaching does is it provides you accountability and support, right? So your coach becomes your accountability partner. And as your coach, I help you stay committed to your goals. And I also help you navigate the obstacles that you face along the way. So as your coach, I'm your cheerleader, and I give you perspective and insights that help you overcome challenges that keep you from, moving forward. So I was thinking about like some of my clients, and I obviously don't want to share like detailed information, but I was thinking about some of my clients and like some of the things that they come to me with. So I recently had a client that started working with me at the beginning of the year who came to me feeling very overwhelmed and constantly overscheduled. And so when we started working together as her coach, we started to discover strategies that she could use to manage her time effectively. She was also able to set healthy boundaries and prioritize her self care. As a result of that, she found a new sense of balance and fulfillment in her life. Another client I worked with struggled with imposter syndrome and self doubt in her career, which is so amazing to me because we are such brilliant women. We are like badasses at what we do. And sometimes we still struggle with that self doubt. So, as her coach, I supported her to challenge her negative beliefs, and I also helped her see her core strengths so she could step into her true leadership potential. So today, she's thriving in her role, she's leading with confidence, and she's making a significant impact in her institution. Again, just like the ability to break through and unlock your true potential. Like we all know we have potential. When I see these transformations in my client, when they embrace the coaching journey, I'm so proud of them because I know that they're living the life that they desire, the life that they dreamed of. And so for me, I want to bring that to all of us. I want to share that with everybody. So the other thing that I have noticed recently as far as my coaching practice, again, sometimes I feel like it's very thematic and things evolve and, I'm teaching about the same things over and over. One of the things that has stood out to me in the entirety of my coaching practice, honestly, is the dynamics of relationships that women have with their parents, especially their mothers. And what has been surprising to me is meeting women who still struggle with creating boundaries with their mothers, creating like limits with their mothers. And part of that is because of how they were parented and also having awareness of their parents' strengths and weaknesses. And as I think about that, why I really, 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 really believe in coaching for women is that I'm seeing a lot of the wounding in these women that comes from emotionally immature parents and or emotionally unavailable mothers or fathers, and they're bringing that into their adult life, and really it's impacting them in very negative ways. And so for me, I think that if we can step into our roles as mothers, wives, workers, and truly find our growth and like grow as individuals, right? And develop emotional adulthood, really show up in emotional maturity, then we leave our children with a gift and a legacy of them not having to unpack all of that, right? So why I believe that as women, like coaching is so valuable is because if we can do those things in the here and now, then our children don't have to be untangling the lack of boundaries, untangling the imposter syndrome that comes with like always thinking you're not enough, untangling the people pleasing, right? Because we've already done that work. So for me, I think that when I share about coaching, even in my own journey, I see how parenting forced me to really grow up. Like parenting forced me to wake up and smell the coffee, right? And see my own triggers, see my own internal struggles, and then overcome those so that I could be a better wife, a better mother, a better CRNA, a better coach. And so what I want to offer you is if you're constantly feeling overwhelmed, if you're constantly feeling like you can't catch up, you cannot, you can't keep up with your schedule, you are always fighting with your partner, that's an opportunity for you to reflect and just consider investing in coaching. And I will kind of share some of the qualities of a coach should you decide that you want to work with somebody different. Ideally, you would want to work with me, but I want to share with you just some of the qualities that you would be looking for in a life coach. One is if you're looking for a life coach, you find somebody who aligns with your values and understands your goals. Additionally, you find somebody that is willing to create a supportive environment for you to grow. So here's some tips on how to do that. First is to research and ask for recommendation. Take the time to ask different coaches questions and ask recommendation from people you trust or colleagues who have experienced coaching themselves. So a good amount of my coaching clients come through referral with people that I've worked with who they've seen changes in these individuals and they're like, oh my God, like I want to work with you, coach. How do I get in touch with her? One of my clients, and I won't say her name, she is like literally my PR person. She's like, you should work with Jira. You should work with Jira. Everybody should work with Jira. And it just gives me so much pride because I see the results in her life and she's wanting that for everybody around her. And she's like, this is the best investment ever. The other thing is that when you can get on a consultation call with a coach, ask the questions, right? Most coaches, I do at least, offer complimentary discovery calls, and these are what I call consultations calls. And so these are for you to get to know me and for me to get to know you. And so use this time as an opportunity to ask questions and determine if you resonate with their approach. So late last year, I had a consultation with somebody who was she's in my field, but she was looking for a specific coach. And she was very honest with me on the call. She's like, I've interviewed 3 coaches. This is what I'm looking for. And while she was really looking for support with parenting her special needs child, the questions that I asked her during our consultation solidified her decision to work with me because she was like, okay, she doesn't have a special needs child, but she understands my values. She understands my struggle. She understands actually what is the root cause of the issues that I have. And we've had such an amazing coaching relationship that's almost coming to an end, but she has grown so much because we were able to navigate what her real needs are. And as a CRNA, we were also able to navigate like the struggles of work. And so one of the reasons I think that I will forever always support moms in medicine is because our schedules are crazy. Our life is crazy. And to have somebody that understands those nuances, right? I will sometimes have a coaching call with somebody who's like, I'm in the OR, I literally got stuck in a case and we have a 4 o'clock call. And I've seen it in the coaching world where people are like, well, if they can't make their calls, they're not serious. And I'm like, you don't understand the nuances of being stuck in an operating room and you can't get out. So find that, find if they're resonating with your values. Do they respect like your schedule and your life and your dynamics? Like, look into that, investigate that. The other thing is to just find out what their experience is. I honestly don't like, I'm not a big person about like, oh, where are they certified, how are they certified, because honestly, you can have all the paperwork that says you're a coach, but then if you haven't gotten your feet dirty and really coached people and understood how to coach, you might not be a great coach. I'm not saying like as a newbie coach, you wouldn't be a great coach, but don't just use credentials to determine whether your coach is a good fit. Like, really, really do your work. And one of the reasons I share that is because when I discovered life coaching, I was very, very adamant I was one day going to become a coach with Life Coach School. However, the cost of training there was so crazy that I was like, I'm just going to take a basic coaching certification, learn how to coach, and one day, should I still want to get the tools that the Life Coach School offers, I will go. And so it only took me 3 years. It did. But I finally just got my Life Coach School certification earlier in May. And so, again, I feel like, okay, does that make me more legit? Absolutely not. I have gained the trust of people working with me because I've been able to show my skill set without having this big Harvard of coaching school certificate. I had a simple coaching certification. I put in the works, I put in the reps, right? Those of you who are CRNAs might understand this. It's like looking at rankings for CRNA schools and then realizing we all become CRNAs, right? It's the training that you receive where you go that determines whether you become a good CRNA. And then it's the training you take after that that determines how you do the work. Okay, that is one of the things I want to share. So the last part of this podcast, I just want to highlight like some of the things that I work with my clients on and some of the things that we achieve together and why these are so like they're important. So some of the things we do in coaching is that I help my clients cultivate a positive mindset and also cultivate self-compassion. So by discovering the power of positive mindset and learning to be kind and compassionate towards yourself, right? You can then harness like your true potential. You then develop the inner resilience to overcome obstacles and embrace a mindset of growth and possibility. Number two is that I teach you how to nourish your nervous system, understanding the different states of your autonomic nervous system and how they impact your overall well-being, right? I teach you effective strategies to regulate and restore balance and promote a sense of calm and vitality. So I teach you how to navigate emotions and really hold space for yourself. The other thing that I do with my clients, and I'm partial about this because I do have a subset of clients who went through postpartum rage, postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety. I think these are like my heart and soul of coaching. And so I help my clients thrive through pregnancy and postpartum challenges because we all know that pregnancy brings its own set of challenges, but you don't have to face them alone. So we talk about the strategies for maintaining the physical and emotional aspects of pregnancy that ensure a healthy and joyful experience. And then the postpartum phase, I really teach you some tools how to navigate those ups and downs of the hormones and how to communicate with your partner, how to really hold space for yourself. I also teach my clients how to break free from overscheduling and dysregulation. The overwhelm of overscheduling, and I help my clients carve out a life that is balanced and fulfilling. I teach them strategies to cultivate stress reduction techniques, avoid burnout, and manage time effectively. I also teach my clients how to become self-aware and co-regulate. When you harness the power of self-awareness, you better understand your needs and you can regulate your nervous system. So I teach you techniques to co-regulate to enhance your emotional well-being and build stronger connection with those people that you love. I also help my clients let go of people-pleasing tendencies, right? When you can free yourself of the burden of people-pleasing and reclaim your personal power, that is so powerful. We also explore the impact of people pleasing on your decision making and your sense of worth, right? Are you delegating your self worth to other people? And then I teach you how to set healthy boundaries with confidence. We also make decisions based on your core values. So as we are working together, we really explore what your core values are, and we use those as a compass to make decisions that are aligned with love, power, and a sound mind. So when you can do that and unlock that, right, you find that smart, empowered, and thriving mama that's been hiding underneath the surface all along. So I want to invite you to book your consultation call with me. If you would like to work with me one on one for 6 months, I currently, like I said, have openings, and I will link the calendar in the show notes that you can book your call with me. Or you can go to smartmamacoaching.com and click on work with me, and you can sign up for your free 1 hour consultation call. So, what happens on this consultation call is that we really first identify what are the things that you're struggling with, and then we come up with what are the biggest hot topics that we need to work on. We explore that. I ask you a lot of questions. We rank different areas of your life, even some that have nothing to do with why you came on the call. And the reason I do that is because it helps me understand how you make decisions. Then we map out a plan of the things that we're going to focus on, and we set some goals, and then intermittently we check up on those goals and we see how you're doing. And so in that process, you have the opportunity to ask me all the questions about coaching with me. How often do we coach? All of that. I provide you with all that information. So that is what you get on a consultation call. And I want to invite you, if you are just like, I am overwhelmed, I am feeling resentful, I am struggling, I'm on the struggle bus with my kids and my husband and my job, and I don't know what to do, and I just I'm outsourcing my decision making, or I'm struggling with imposter syndrome, or I'm in a new relationship and I'm just afraid I'm going to self-sabotage, or I'm starting to date again after a divorce and I'm afraid I'm going to bring my past drama to my new relationships, then you're in the right place and you should absolutely book a consultation call with me. I would love, 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 love to help you and support you. I was thinking about this today. I have a client who, when we first started coaching, she was in this relationship that wasn't serving her, and we coached through that, and she has now met somebody who aligns with her values, absolutely adores her and loves her. And we joked about going through the initial dopamine and norepinephrine stage of the relationship where she was in love and everything was fun, and then when the real life relationship things started to pop up, she was like, oh my God, what's happening? And I was able to coach her through oh, nothing's gone wrong. This is what happens. Now your serotonin is low and now you're trying to figure it all out. And so we've been able to navigate just the dynamics of blending families and the dynamics of introducing her new man to her family and the reception of that and how her children are taking it. And so coaching really for me is it's not just we focus on this one thing. Life is happening. Life is constantly happening. And my job as your coach and your guide is to show you your blind spots, to show you and steer you in the right direction. And it's funny too, this current cohort of my clients, I have had 2 clients get pregnant working with me this year. Actually, the first one was so funny because we started working together, and the next week she found out she was pregnant. And one of my clients just had a baby, and I think there are 2 babies due later this summer, and I'm so excited. So I work with women in all phases of life, and it has been an absolute joy to coach all of them. And I'd love to be your coach, and I'd love to get you to the best life that you've dreamed of, that you deserve. So if you are on the sidelines and you're not deciding, I'm going to tell you what my client Liz told me she told a friend the other day. So her friend, they, I guess, both had wanted to come on a consult with me, and her friend had was oh, I got, sticker shock when I talked to Shira about coaching. And Liz, the way she described this was so succinct. She was like, listen, I know how much you like to travel with your family, and I know how much you love to have fun with your family. But you know what's more fun is when you travel with your family and you actually want to be with them and you're enjoying your time together and you're not hating your husband and you're not resenting being a mom, and you you're not she's like, those vacations are so much better. And she goes, so if I had to choose between a vacation now and coaching, I would choose coaching so that future vacations would be just amazing. So I want you to think about that, right? Sometimes when you're what is the return on this investment? I just want you to think about the life that you have right now. If you up leveled it, what would the cost of that be, right? And what is the cost of not deciding to change your and up level your life? What do you stand to lose if you don't up level your life, right? You stand to lose relationships with your partner, your kids, being able to calm your nervous system, not always being anxious, not being afraid to ask for a raise at work because you're struggling with imposter syndrome. All of those things are the cost of not up leveling your life. And so again, if you are dealing with all these things and you're ready to work with me, I have openings. Come on down, right? As of May 2023. So come on down, book your consultation call with me. I will make sure it's worth your while. And until then, we'll talk next week on the podcast. Meanwhile, have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye now. I'm Shira Bergbauer, and you've been listening to the Stethoscopes to Swaddles podcast. New episodes are out every Monday. These episodes are created by me, Shira Bergbauer, and produced by Cassidy Mitchell. If you enjoyed this show or found it helpful, please rate it and review us on Apple Podcasts. If the concepts I share on this podcast resonate with you, or you're ready to change your relationships and mindset, I can help you. If you'd like in-depth, personalized support, I'd love to invite you to apply for my Life and Mindset coaching program. Just imagine you and I every week working together as I teach you the tools to up-level your life. To book your free 1-hour consultation call, go to www.stethoscopestoswaddles.com/consultation. You're doing a great job, Mama. Have a great week. Bye now.